Summer, do you think of your character that you like? What is your favorite character?
I guess overall time, Harry Potter is my favorite character.
Tell me what you like about Harry Potter.
I think what I like about the story is that it's not that he's ever normal, because he has unique circumstances from the beginning. But what I like is he gets thrown into a world that he knows nothing about, and he has to navigate that unexperienced, unusual, strange world and find his place in it. And I think what I like about the story is that he does navigate it, and I like going along the journey with him as you read through all the books. From receiving a letter from an owl to defeating the biggest, baddest guy of all. He makes it from a complete novice to somebody who is very important to an entire community.
Yeah. What are some of his struggles that you notice that really stand out to you?
I think early on, he's not really sure of himself, and he making friends is a first challenge as a kid, as a young, new to school. Like, that's the first challenge that he has to face, is making friends. And he comes through his first year with some really good friends that he holds on to for the entire series, because of the relationship they built in that first year together.
Yeah, because friends are pretty important. Do you feel like you have some close friends like Harry did?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's changed throughout the stages of my life, who I'm close to, depending on, where I'm at and what I'm working on. But I do feel like I am able to connect with friends in a moment, or in a life phase, I guess you could say. It changes as you grow and change and move to different places for me.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm just curious, because I know you talked about how his friends, and he had his friends all the way through, and you really liked that. Do you feel it's hard that it sounds like you haven't had one that's just been there from the beginning to now, or?
Probably not. I'd say that's my family that I've had from the beginning through now.
Okay. So you do have some that, yeah, it's been there and you can have to lean on if needed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think sometimes we don't realize that friend and family doesn't have to be different. Family can be the friend. Because we always think, okay, I have my friends, I have my family. Friends you can bring on and they become family, but your family can be that friend too that's always there for
you. Mm-hmm.
Do
that's definitely true.
Can you think of one or so that might be your Ron or might be your Hermione?
A Ron or Hermione person in my life. I have a really close friend from college who we just being roommates for so many years, was maybe like the first person outside of my immediate family, that I really had a strong, lasting relationship with.
Now, would this be more like Ron or more like Hermione? Because those are two totally different people.
She's my both. When about the relationship with Ron, Ron's kind of like your good buddy, and then Hermione is like your reasonable friend who is going to keep you on the straight and narrow and is a little more on the academic side, and Ron's more like along with the ride and the journey.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to shift a little bit. Do you remember what Harry's Patronus was?
It was a deer, because that was his father's animagus. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. The stag. Yeah.
So what do you think your Patronus would be?
Oh, what a fun question. Oh, this is creative. I like it. If I had a protective creature, oh man, I like to think about things a little bit sometimes before I make a decision.
And here I'm going to make a note. This is one of the cool things that I would actually sometimes, if I can tell a person's having a hard time, I might say, you know what? I want you to think on that, and that's your homework. What kind of cool homework is that?
I would like that, to like have a chance to think over it for a little while and then come back to you with an answer.
Yeah. So then I might shift over and go, okay, so I know you're going to take that for homework, but what house would you be in? What house would you be sorted into?
So I do a role-playing game on my phone where it's a Hogwarts mystery, and I picked Ravenclaw because they are the booky, always got their nose in a book kind of people.
Very, very studious and knowledgeable. Yeah. Okay. And which house do you think you're least like?
If I had to rank it, I would say 1 is the Ravenclaw. 2 would be I like the Gryffindors a lot. 3, I like the Hufflepuff, but they're kind of too nice. And then of course Slytherins are too selfish, in my opinion.
So if y'all will notice, I went Slytherin like this. So I only identify something that I'm not into. This is a key geek therapy thing. If the client connects with that. So if they come in telling me they like a superhero, I'm like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't like that one. Even if I don't like them or I don't connect with them and the character hits me wrong, I stay neutral. If the client doesn't like something, I'm with them.
Yeah, you can agree.
Just allowing them that space. Yeah. Okay, so who in Harry Potter so if you were Harry Potter, I'm going to go out on a limb here, okay? And Voldemort went in the picture because, he was the big bad, but there were lots of little bads. Who would be your nemesis, the one that you felt the strongest that you had to fight?
Who would be, if I was Harry Potter, who would be my nemesis? I like to get along with everybody. So it frustrates me. That's what I love, hearing the backstory of Voldemort, that he was just a normal schoolboy, and then he developed into this evil. But I kind of like to see everybody from where they're coming from and try to get along with that. So I guess a nemesis. Say that again, it broke up.
I was going to say, tell me more about that wanting to get along with everyone and why the difficulty of picking a nemesis. Like, where do you feel like that comes from?
Well, I was thinking a nemesis would be somebody who doesn't want to get along, doesn't want to even try. If I'm putting the effort out there to
Mal-
to to work and solve a
Malfoy,
problem, a
Snape,
nemesis.
Mort.
And
Hmm.
yeah, I liked Snape's character because he puts on this whole brave, negative uh, front, but in the end, he is like one of the biggest helpers. He just helps in his own way.
So it sounds like essentially then you feel like you can see the good in everybody,
Yeah, I would say that.
despite what they want to portray.
Yeah, I agree with that.
How do you feel like that applies to your life?
Well, it's probably why I want to be a counselor. Well, I was a teacher for a long time, and I really loved working at an alternative high school as a teacher because it was labeled the bad kid school. I loved it. They were my favorite kids um, because there's no such thing as a bad kid, bad situations they're having to survive.
You saw what was underneath.
I loved connecting with my students and building relationships with them.
Yeah. Which makes sense then with your story.
Yeah, it does. It does connect. Absolutely.
So if this is a full session, we keep going. I know I kind of just touched on all of y'all's, but so what one was that one like?